To hear from JT Curtis, a legend in this community, in year number 52 for John Curtis. And Craig, he's got his hands full tonight with the LSU commit at wide receiver, Under Armour All-American Aaron Anderson.
Yeah, don't let his diminutive stature fool you. He is a dynamic playmaker. Not only as a wide receiver, he's also one of the top punt returners in the nation. Edna Karr is going to want to make sure that he gets his touches tonight, because every time that football is in his hands, something big can happen.
Won't take long to get our look at the LSU commit. Aaron Anderson and Edna Karr won the toss, chose to receive. They're back to get the ball in all gray. John Curtis in red, white, and blue, ready to kick. And we are underway in New Orleans between two perennial powers in the state of Louisiana. And a flag down on the opening kickoff. You get the idea of what John Curtis, kicker Tucker TV Paw, was trying to do there, and that's kick it away from the LSU commit.
Yeah, clear to the other side of the field. And for a lot of high schools throughout the nation, they are already 2-3 games into their season. Here in Louisiana, as you mentioned, Jay, having to adjust. And with the challenges of Hurricane Ida, this is opening night for both of these teams. And usually with the start of a season comes some special teams struggles, and we saw that with a penalty right out the gate.
And not just the start of the season here for high school football, but really the start of the season for the community at large after Hurricane Ida. And again, won't take long to get our first look at the LSU commit, Aaron Anderson. Who does he remind you of, Craig?
He reminds me of the former Clemson Tiger, Amari Rogers. And you think about the quickness and the agility to make defenders miss in space, the body control to adjust to the football and make spectacular catches, as we also saw there from Rogers while he was at Clemson. And I mentioned it, the ability in the return game to make a big play and change the dynamic of a game in another phase besides just offense.
Starting quarterback for Edna Karr is typically A.J. Samuels. He's coming off a thumb injury, so it's Kamani Simmons, a wide receiver who's moved in to be the signal caller to start for Edna Karr. Quick hitter out to the flat on first down. Solid gain of 7 to open things up with Camus Dorsey Jr. 3rd and 4 for Simmons. Steps up, fires over the middle, incomplete. Off the hands of the LSU commit, Aaron Anderson. Put it too much out in front of him. Give him a chance to haul that in.
John Curtis defend the entire field.
It's Buddy Taylor under center for John Curtis. And if you saw JT Curtis in our interview before the game, he's been the head coach since 1969, and really in the 52 years he's been the head coach, they're running the exact same offense. It's an old school triple option split back veer tonight for John Curtis.
They want to stay ahead of the chains, moving back there on the penalty.
Miscommunication and blown up in the backfield. Buddy Taylor ripped down. Jaden Newton in on the scene, and this will be 3rd and a long way to go for a team that doesn't like to throw the football.
Number 90, Ty G. Hill, he started all that. He got low, drove the blocker back. They could not even get the dive fake in. It's to really spread the football around, get everybody involved on offense.
Right back to Anderson, needing 2 yards. He's got it and more. Shoved out of bounds at the 17-yard line, but it'll move the chains, gain of 6.
Players really buy in, and I think that leads to longevity and consistency in winning.
Handed to Dorsey, the motion man, spins past the first down and finally wrestled down at the 31. Gain of 10 to move the chains once more. Simmons has Vasquez on his right hip. Hands it to him. Plenty of room to run. Vasquez has the first down and more. Barreling to the 50-yard line and going for it on 4th down pays dividends. Gain of 10 to get to the 50-yard line. DeAndre Jackson, his first carry, barreling forward for a gain of 9. 3 different running backs out of the backfield for Edna Karr. A healthy dose of the ground game. Simmons rolling right. And it's intercepted. Threw it right at Blake Weibel. Easy interception for the junior. There's a flag down. It's been awkward for Buddy Taylor, the senior quarterback under center. Just has not looked seamless at all. Remember, it is their first game of the season after dealing with the aftermath of Hurricane Ida. Here's Aaron Anderson reversing field, cuts in the LSU commit. Plenty of speed. He's only got one man to beat. How about this from Aaron Anderson? 91 yards for an Edna Karr touchdown. The LSU commit showing why he's a four-star to open the scoring. First and 15 after the penalty. Play action. Plenty of time for Samuels. Slings it. It's caught. Aaron Anderson bobbled it, then brought it in. Clean pocket. Plenty of time for Samuels. Throws it right over the middle for Newman. Plenty of room to run for the senior. Driving forward. 3rd and 8 upcoming. Play action. Fires a missile over the middle. It's caught. Kamad Dorsey on a 3rd down and 8 takes it for 15. And Edna Karr's in the red zone for a 1st and goal.
You're going to see Dossie's going to get some separation just on the slant route to be a guy, but he worked so hard that he earned a spot on the depth chart. The ball's on the ground.
Bobbled it in the backfield. Who's underneath that pile? And John Curtis says they have it, and they do. Connor Orgeron fell on it. The senior linebacker, no relation to Coach O, even though we're in Louisiana.
A Nichols State commit, and listen, that's twice now.
Now, before the break, we were told it was a fumble. John Curtis was hooting and hollering, saying, "We got the football." Referees got together during the break and overturned it, so a 2nd and goal. Wave off the fumble. 11th play of the drive. Samuel slings it incomplete. Looking for Dorsey.
Another opportunity here on 3rd down.
Play clock down to 1. Samuels with pressure coming, evades it, turns the corner into the end zone. Touchdown, A.J. Samuels. So cashing in on an extra opportunity. Referees ruled it wasn't a fumble. A.J. Samuels made John Curtis pay, and it's 13-0 Edna Karr. Number 90 right in the middle of that Edna Karr defensive line, which has been dominant all night. Actually, this has been the best run of the night for John Curtis. The first down they've picked up all night, courtesy Patrick LeBranch, motored right by the LSU commit, Ty G. Hill. Gives Curtis a 1st down, but there's some karma. They didn't get the first shove, but they do get the fumble. Skylon Jean-Louis, after engineering that touchdown drive, held on to it, finally gave it up, and it's good for a 1st down. Weaving through the defense, Jawin Newman, the senior, moves the chains. Samuels spins the ball, plenty of time, floats one, wide open. And Edna Karr connects on a 35-yard touchdown. A.J. Samuels making it look easy.
Kind of keeping a shell on that defense, not letting anything get behind him, but you're going to see there's 2 defenders on the underneath receiver.
The time he needs to run this triple option. Pressure coming in again. Play action, swallowed up. Buddy Taylor drilled by Cameron Jones. The senior drops Buddy for a loss of 5 on the sack.
Once again, just no time for him. He tried to sneak it the first half.
3rd and 13, Taylor trying to set up the screen game. Finds Patrick LeBranch, needs 13. He's got it, tripped up after he picked up the 1st down. It's a gain of 20.
Had to kind of shut down for nearly 2 weeks, and several players just getting back into the mix this week. It's been really impressive performance by the Cougars in the first half.
Michael Turner on the return for John Curtis, turns the corner. Following his blockers to midfield past the 50. Great return and terrific field position to start this 2nd half. Spoke to head coach J.T. Curtis. He showed us some of the damage they had to deal with last month after Hurricane Ida, Category 4 hurricane that really disrupted the greater New Orleans area. There's the Hall of Fame head coach putting in the work himself right there. It is 52nd season as head coach, 27 state championships, but he says you put football aside, even for a guy who lives, breathes football 24/7, you put that aside to make sure the community and everybody is pulling in the same direction. Edna Karr thinks they've got a fumble, and they do. Just talked about that defensive front. The junior Devin Taylor comes up with the football. What a start.
And able tonight, and you'll see him never really cleanly get a handle on the football. Then once he is hit, that football just pops loose.
High snap fielded well by Aaron Anderson, gets it away cleanly. All the way to the 5-yard line. Javon Davis splits 2 defenders. Javon Davis spins out of the tackle. Finally falls forward. If he kept his footing, Davis might have been gone. Kind of a historic venue here in New Orleans. Not kind of, it is a historic venue here in New Orleans. And Craig Hobber, Jay Alter with you. And during high school football in the fall, you get plenty of action in this stadium. 5-6 games a week. How about a touchdown? 59 yards, the senior quarterback, Buddy Taylor, puts John Curtis on the board. All it takes, and you were spot on.
Yeah, number 44 bites down hard on the dive, and Buddy Taylor sees it, he pulls it, he's got a lane, and then he gets to the second level, turns on the jets, and that is just a shot and a half, but bouncing back with a big play there.
Plenty of room to run for Aaron Anderson. Still following blockers, and now he's loose. The LSU commit takes it 88 yards to the house. His second special teams touchdown of the night. Taylor keeps it himself, breaks free again. There goes Buddy Taylor, another rushing touchdown. This one from 47. John Curtis right back in this game.
We talked about how dominant that Edna Karr defensive line was in the first half. What's underneath?
Play action. Here's Samuels. Couldn't evade the sack. Austin Ackle.
Not only to be successful on the field, but off the field as well.
Here's Buddy Taylor throwing for the first time in this second half. Completes the pass. Patrick LeBranch.
On 7 league.
How do you run the triple option in a 7-on-7 league with no offensive line?
Well, listen, they wanted it to kind of, with the time miss with COVID letting them.
Oh, and Edna Karr's got the football. Skyland Jean-Louis, they say, has recovered his second fumble of the game. I didn't even see it pry loose, Craig. Samuel's coming back from a thumb injury to his throwing hand, but has looked really strong tonight. Right on the money that time to Aaron Anderson, the LSU commit. They only sent 3 here. Hand off to Jackson, turns the corner. Needed 12, got about 11 and a half. 2nd and 10, pressure coming from John Curtis. Samuel steps up, evades it, rolls right by some time, floats it, caught for a first down inside the 5. The running back, Jawin Newman, play of the drive for Edna Karr. Here's Samuels, pressure coming, steps up, slings it, incomplete, and it was almost intercepted. Blake Weibel, who had an interception earlier tonight, got a hand on it, but no matter. Turnover on downs. It'll be John Curtis football when we come back. Ideal for a triple option team. Pyle snuffed out at the line of scrimmage. Just getting no push from that offensive line. Taylor faked it. He's in trouble in his own end zone. Has to get rid of it. He can't. That's a safety. Jonathan backs on the sack.
And with 6, he's not going to bite on the play action. He comes in there, is able to get Buddy Taylor kind of off schedule, and then ultimately then
received at the 40, promising field position, and here's Aaron Anderson again. This This is going to be 3 touchdowns.
Yeah, we talked about it. One of his strengths, the return game. It could really just change things in there. Gets underneath it, and look at the job that they do blocking. Just give him a lot of green. He didn't really have to maneuver much. Just turn on the jets and take it all the way.
12 lead. It's John Curtis with the ball. 21-point deficit, still running the triple option. Has not been too effective tonight, although that carry from Ja'Cory Lee goes for the first down. 4 for Edna Karr, has not taken a play off. Here's Hill again. Floats it up, Taylor, too much air on that screen pass to LeBranch. This is a huge loss of 12. Taylor trying to buy himself some time, airs it out, has a man for a touchdown. Michael Turner, a 43-yard score on a 3rd and 23. And just like that, John Curtis has life at the start of this 4th quarter.
Who knew that's what this offense needed, was a 3rd and long.
Going forward on a 4th and 1. Edna Karr leads the offense out there. Handoff to Jackson, driving forward for the first down. Simmons floats it in the air, absolutely dropped. Vasquez did a nice job to hold on to the ball, but Connor Orgeron did not hold back on that tackle. Here's Kamani Simmons, back to pass, steps up, evades pressure, spins out of a tackle, flips it, and it's incomplete. Turnover on downs. The John Curtis defense comes up huge.
On the ground.
Taylor throwing again, has the tight end, Justin Brooks. He dives past the 35 for a first down for 60 yards and a touchdown. Taylor back to throw again, steps up, pressure coming, wiggles out of it, somehow finds Green and takes it comfortably out of bounds for a first down. Great poise from the senior, Buddy Taylor. Back to pass again. Karr this time hammers him, and Taylor goes down for the sack. Gang tackled in the backfield for a loss of 4.
Edna Karr is now without their top corner. We just saw Ryan Robinson go off.
First down marker at the 40-yard line. This is the ball game. Taylor throwing, incomplete. It was in the hands of Jason Gabriel, but he dropped it. If you don't know it already, remember the name Aaron Anderson.
Yeah, the ESPN 300 wide receiver, also one of the more dynamic return men in the 2022 class, and he certainly showed why tonight. Got scoring going here, reversing field on a punt return earlier in the game, would do so again in the game, as well as striking big on a kick return. He has just been absolutely electrifying every time that they have kicked the football to him, and here this was the last one that he brought back. One of those guys.
JT Curtis has drilled into this team. That pass is incomplete, and that'll do it. Edna Karr holds on comfortably. A 33-19 win for Bryce Brown's program. Aaron Anderson, the LSU commit star of the night. 3 touchdowns, all in the return game to lead the way for the Cougars.